Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Told by Battnyd, and I am Battnyd. We're gonna get right into the video. I don't know what I was gonna say, but we're gonna hop right into the video today. Today we are going to be talking interlocking versus palm rolling. Which one's better? Are they the same? Which one do I prefer? What's my opinion? We're gonna hop right into this video. If you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. My name is Brittany. Some call me Battnyd, most call me Battnyd or Bat. I started my locks April 2015. I'll be 6 years locked this April 2021. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I have about 70, I don't know. I have between 74 and 76 locks. And I started my locks using the finger coil method. And I personally have been palm rolling my locks since. So yeah, so let's get started. So I have some notes here. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So the first question I want to address, what is palm rolling and what is interlocking? So like I said, I have always palm rolled my locks almost 6 years that I have been locked. I do know some people who interlock. For the most part, I think personally I know more people who palm roll, who use that method of retwist. So the difference, palm rolling is when you take the lock and roll it in your palms. You can either just twist it at the root, or some people like twist it and palm roll all the way down. So I guess it just matters on you. Me personally, since I have been palm rolling my hair, I think it started off with like rolling it all the way down the lock just to help. It helps give it shape if you do palm roll it all the way down the lock. But then as my locks started to mature some, I just twist the root. If I do have like loose hairs, like they come out of the locks itself, then I roll, like palm roll all the way down just to help get the loose hairs back into the lock. But for the most part, I just palm roll the roots. Yeah, for the most part. So that is palm rolling. It's super easy. Anyone literally can do it. There's really no like technique to it. Like almost there's no technique besides, you know, some people say your locks have to be twisted in the same direction. I've heard both, that it does matter that they're twisted in the same direction, and then I've also heard that it doesn't matter that they're twisted in the same direction, you know, every retwist. So for me personally, I've been twisting my hair in the same direction. My hair goes counterclockwise. Yep, my hair goes counterclockwise. Sometimes I just have to touch my lock and twist it to see which way, but yeah, my hair goes counterclockwise. That is palm rolling. Like I said, super easy. Anyone can do it. Interlocking, it's more of a technique to it, and everyone cannot do interlocking. You use a tool, and basically what they're doing is pulling your locks through the roots and tightening it at the roots. So I will say that interlocking, it does last longer than palm rolling since it is getting tightened with the tool at the root itself. And palm rolling, if you palm roll your locks, you know that your retwist really doesn't last that long. For me, it really depends on if I do a style. Like if I do braids, then my retwist is gonna last however long I keep the braids in. But if I just do a retwist and like leave it hanging, then my retwist, oof, they honestly last probably like, when I say last, I mean like, it looks like freshly, like, oh, she just retwisted her hair without like the roots coming up, if you know what I mean. My retwist probably lasts like a week and a half. I really don't use much gel, so that may be part of the reason, but probably not. I don't know. If you do a style, it definitely helps it last longer. But yeah, that is palm rolling, and that is interlocking. Interlocking, like I said, they use a tool and tighten your locks at the root using the tool. I know some people, what they do is they connect the lock at the tool at the bottom and then push it through the root. And they can do it a couple times. I think, like I said, I don't pop or interlock my hair, so I'm not so sure how many times they actually like pull it through at the root. I know some people, they need maybe like 2 times, and then some people, they do it like all 4. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong if you do interlock your hair. Yeah, that's interlocking. And one important thing to know about interlocking is that everyone is not specialized in interlocking. Everyone who does interlocking does not know what they're doing. And I think that's probably the most important aspect of interlocking is if you do decide to interlock your hair for whatever reason, you need to know that you are going to someone who actually knows what they're doing, because if they don't know how to interlock correctly, then they will mess up your locks, and it can get to the point of having a hole in your locks. So when you have a hole in your locks, and I'll insert a picture if I can find one, but basically like you literally like can stick your finger like through the lock, and there's like 2, like just think of ripping a lock, like just like taking some scissors and like ripping a hole in it. that's literally like what happens with interlocking if it's done wrongly and they don't know what they're doing. And it'll never like fix itself because the two like separate sides of the hole, if this makes sense, are being twisted in different directions. So the sides, like the hole, will never correct itself because they're being twisted in different directions, so it just will never correct itself, and you just have a hole in your locks. I've seen this happen in people's locks. Like, people can have holes like down here, or they can have like legit holes at the scalp. I think the worst one to have probably is the holes at the scalp, because it won't lock. The most important thing I suggest if you do decide to interlock your hair is just make sure you're going to someone who knows how to do it. Make sure you know they have experience. Well, I won't say that they have experience, because you can know how to do it without experience, but experience is, you know, definitely that helps. So if you do decide to interlock your hair, just make sure you're going to someone who knows what they're talking about. So we talked about what palm rolling is, what interlocking is, the difference. Like I said, palm rolling, it doesn't last as long as interlocking. Interlocking, you have to use a tool to do it, and it lasts way longer than palm rolling. I know people who like have loose hairs on the top or like in the front, and they get their hair like interlocked like every four times a year, or I even know people who just do it twice a year. I know people who do it like every 2 months or so. It just really depends on everyone. My personal preference, like I said, I palm rolled my hair. If you're new to my channel, then you may not know, but I really don't trust anyone with my locks. Like, I'm not like a stickler for my locks, but like I wouldn't want to go to someone and they mess up my locks, and like I would just be pissed, and it wouldn't fall on anyone but myself for allowing, you know, someone to do my hair myself. So that's really the reason I don't like going to anyone, or haven't gone to anyone all 6 years that I have been locked. Also, everyone just doesn't care for my hair the way that I need someone to care for my hair, and I wouldn't go into a salon and expect someone to be like so gung-ho and like super passionate, and like, well, I would expect them to be somewhat passionate about doing hair, but I wouldn't expect someone to give my hair the attention and love that I give it. You know, I don't have all these clients, is what I'm saying. So that's really the reason I don't go to the salon. I just wouldn't want someone to mess up my hair, because I would just be mad, and it wouldn't fall onto anyone but myself. And so that's why I say a lot of people do hair nowadays, but a lot of people don't know what they're doing, and they just do it for the money. So if you do get your hair done by someone else, just have conversations with them. Make sure you're communicating with them. Make sure you're asking what products they're using. If you do notice that like a product they're using isn't helping your hair, definitely say something. More specifically, if you're going to someone to get interlocked, you definitely want to have a conversation as to how long they've been doing it, you know, looking at other pictures, asking. And I know this might be a little uncomfortable to ask, but ask if they like have had any clients who've had a problem with their interlocking, like them interlocking their hair. It's your hair, like you're entitled to ask whatever question you want. I feel, of course, in like a professional manner, don't be rude. I think another thing to also keep in mind with interlocking, and again, I've never interlocked my locks, so I don't have the experience of interlocking, but I have a friend who just started her locks. She's freshly started, not even a year, and she interlocked her locks like twice. And she said she stopped interlocking them because she didn't like the way they were forming. And I'm pretty sure, because I've heard this before with other people who've interlocked their hair, and correct me if I'm wrong again in the comments, because I don't have any experience with interlocking my locks, but I'm pretty sure it can happen. So I just want to throw out there that it can happen, that interlocking can compact your locks. Like, it doesn't, it only allows them to expand to a certain point, versus palm rolling, you like, there's nothing like holding it tighten, you know, to the roots, or like tighten, so your locks are free to expand with palm rolling. But I feel like with interlocking, your locks can only expand to a certain point, since it is interlocked at the scalp, if that makes sense. That's just my preference. I definitely prefer palm rolling over interlocking. I've never interlocked my hair. It has crossed my mind a couple times, but I just get so scared of like messing up my locks. Like, I just don't even like taking like the chances of like trying it out to see if I mess it up. So if you interlock your hair and you like it and it works for you, definitely let me know your routine. Like, do you interlock like every 4 months, interlock like every 4 times a year? Like, let me know. I probably still won't change it up, and I probably definitely will still palm roll, but I'm interested in hearing you guys' success story. This is just my own personal opinion, my own experience with my locks. I hope you guys like this video. I didn't want to make it long at all, so if you guys have any more questions about my personal preference, for palm rolling, or if you just want to talk more about interlocking and tell me your experience with interlocking. I'm definitely here and open to hearing you guys' success stories on interlocking, or tell me why you chose palm rolling over interlocking. I don't know. But if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I can't wait to share more lock videos with you guys. Peace.